Hey, you! You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed because you're an untouchable success. To support us and gain access to great exclusive shows like our brand new Supernatural watch-along Himboos, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. You'll also get your lucky little mitts on hundreds of episodes of our other exclusive shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and the complete series of Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We do movie nights, game streaming, regular mini-series and surprise shows, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want, within reason. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by heading to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. Probably don't need help with that word.
Woof, woof.
Good.
Woof.
Boy. I have a dog who's a good boy.
You're doing the rock.
I'm doing the rock. I'm doing the rock.
All right.
We could have also gone, good boy. Who's a good boy?
Hi, everybody.
We had options, is what I'm saying. Hello, everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name's Tom Ryman.
And we just watched Good Boy.
Good boy.
Yes, you. You know who you are. You're good.
Yeah. Mr. Good Boy.
This, okay.
Bring me a scream, Dave.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah! Podcast complete.
Great work.
Yeah.
We're cooking.
Yeah.
I'll tee this up because this has an interesting little story. When the trailer came out, this was originally a limited indie release. Indie, like the dog in this. Anyway.
Yeah.
Which is the dog named after Indiana Jones' dog?
I believe so, because there's one shot where you can see him holding the dog while he's playing an Indiana Jones PS2 game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or Xbox,
totally
that era.
Yeah. And then the part where the dog kills the Nazi with the whip. Mm-hmm. That was, yeah.
Yeah.
No, okay, so this was like an indie that that was...
Where the dog tricks Walter Donovan into drinking from the wrong girl.
I want that movie.
Actually, Indy doesn't do that. Elsa does that. Anyway.
All right.
Moving on.
It got a wide release after everybody kind of jumped on the premise, which I will say is a brilliant
it's a good premise.
Did you stay for after credits?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. It also came... So the movie's an hour and 12 minutes.
Yes.
Which I liked, personally.
So did I, yeah.
Because it's like... cuts out the shuffa. It's just like, let's get right to it. We don't need any bullshit. Let's just, this is a dog gets haunted.
Yeah.
And that's the premise. It's a dog, basically, from the perspective of a dog and watching ghosts and not being able to communicate. The whole thing is shot from that perspective, too.
Yes, it's all from the dog's point of view, more or less. There are a few scenes where the dog's not present, but the camera is always, it's like perpetually... a Spielberg kid height. Yeah. Lower than that. It's at dog height.
Yeah, dick level.
Yeah. You never really see like Master's face.
No, you don't until the end.
Yeah. I liked it, actually. I thought there were pacing problems leading up into Act 3, but other than that, I liked it.
Yeah, I
forgot Larry Fessenden was in it, so that was a nice surprise. I was like, oh, shit.
The grandpa.
Yeah.
I think I loved this movie.
It's pretty. The filmmaking was really impressive.
It was. It really worked on me. I was smiling the whole time because every shot of the dog is just adorable.
But it works. It does.
That was the thing. I actually found it sad at the end.
It's very sad. They almost did Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, they almost did.
They
Jurassic
almost
Park.
did fucking Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of brilliant because again, all right, I want to talk about the behind the scenes is really cool because in film school you learn about this thing called the Khrushchev effect, And the Khrushchev effect was a specific editing test, an experiment, I guess, where I forget who they is. It was a specific, filmmaker.
Reptilians, probably.
Yeah. They filmed a man's face, and the man's face it's a Russian filmmaker who in like the 1920s filmed this man's face.
Oh, are you talking about the juxtaposition thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is a specific thing. I was taught it in film school and stuff like that. And it is a man's face looking neutral. And then they shot a clip of a bowl of soup and a clip of a dead girl, and I think also a clip of like a pretty woman,
like a baby or a pretty woman, something like that. I learned about this in sociology.
Oh, okay, yeah, and they'd have multiple versions of this where it's the man's face and then the soup, or the man's face and the dead girl, or the man's face or the woman, and they'd only show people one version, and they'd say like, what is that man feeling? And obviously they'd say for the soup, oh, he's clearly hungry, oh, he's horny for that lady, oh, he's sad about that dead kid. And it was just it's just a very like basic editing effect, which is to say that people put the full context of the cuts together, as opposed to the performance itself. And what's notable is people would think his performance is that. Like they would say he did a really good job.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it's not just the feeling; it's the intent. Like people place an intent on him, even though he's just sitting there. He's not doing anything. It's just a dude with a neutral expression. In a white psych, there's nothing behind him either.
Yes, and people would say like, people would say like he did such a good job, like that subtle hunger that he was showing and stuff
or
like that. Or he's
sinister, that subtle menace, or and it's just because they showed him next to a casket with a dead person inside.
Yeah, and that's basically the foundation of editing. And so it was really fascinating to see that they do it behind the scenes at the end, where the guy keeps saying, I can't stress enough, Indy doesn't know he's in a movie. Because the dog is not a dog actor.
It's not a trained dog in that way, no.
It took them 3 years to make this, and it was in their house. And they would just spend a day getting a shot of the dog looking at off camera, and they show the behind the scenes, and they're just like making dumb noises and shit.
Something Abe had told me is anytime you see a scene in a movie, or it might have been Ganser, it was one of our director buddies, but anytime you see a scene in a movie where there's an animal, the actual audio of that scene is about 3 or 4 people screaming at that animal from off screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, over here, Bosco, over here. Okay, now noise over here, Bosco.
It's kind of like, it's this beautiful, I think animal stuff is like, it really reminds you how amazing movies are. Mm-hmm. Like movies are a big magic
trick. How much of an illusion it is. You really, really forget. Like even something as simple as pulling the camera out and realizing that they're on a soundstage. Like the entire scene where Nedry is killed by the Dilophosaurus, that's a soundstage. The T-Rex attack is a soundstage.
Yep. It's wild realizing that shit.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's just I get fascinated. It's why I fell in love with movies.
Yeah.
It's a good example actually is the Dawn of the Dead remake with the zombie baby. That is not a CGI. That's a real baby. And because they couldn't put makeup on a baby, you just can't. It's not allowed.
Not allowed to do that. Not even Zack Snyder would do that.
Yeah, that baby is covered in baby food. And so what you're seeing in that shot is a happy baby covered in baby food, and then they just changed the sound to make it like a zombie, like
and they threw a filter on. Yeah, you just spook them up. It's that very fun it's a early viral video, Shining.
Yes.
When they took the Shining trailer and just cut it to Salisbury Hill by Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
So it entirely changes the tone of it's like a father-son like dramedy, like them reconnecting in this hotel.
It's truly amazing how much editing can change a movie and how much music can change a movie.
That was another thing we did in maybe I did learn that in film class because I'm just now remembering I took film.
Maybe.
We looked at speaking of Shining, we looked at the opening scene of The Shining. with no sound. And then you look at it
yeah.
with like 4 seasons, like Vivaldi. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da. I think that's 4 seasons. And then you look at it with the normal bum, 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 bum. So it's like it's drastically different. And it's just a car driving through the mountains.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It could be a car commercial. It could be a Subaru commercial.
It shows like how like fucking like I think that's Wendy Carlos. She did I believe it's her. She did the goddamn theme to Clockwork Orange and to The Shining, and I think that's I think that's the 2 most notable things she did. And it's like, man, like just those, you're a legend. Because like The Shining music, that sequence with like that blue text scrolling up, where it's like movies don't do that anymore. It looks like a home video.
It's really weird.
It looks like it looks like a wedding video that someone made.
Right. If it didn't have that score, it would be the most dated looking shit. Like you'd laugh.
And that score just
related. I thought this score was really good.
Yes, really good.
Like did you think this was scary?
Yes.
So did I.
Yes. Well, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. There's so much.
Not like super scary, but like there was stuff in there that I was like, oh fuck.
It's more. Yeah. It's also a thriller.
Yes.
And it was tense because so you have this character who fundamentally doesn't understand the world, who every shot of them you empathize with,
and can't communicate. He can't speak to anybody. He can't communicate what he's seeing.
And what they establish is that his owner is sick.
Yeah, I liked that. They tie it into the idea of how you can have dogs can detect things like seizures coming on, or the idea here is that he could smell that this guy was developing cancer. It was coming back. And they sort of base the idea of seeing ghosts around that.
Yeah, it's not like literally the sickness is the ghost, but it's clearly
but you
like,
could
it's
interpret
about
it that. It's 100% you could interpret it that way.
It's funny because in the ending special feature, the director says like this preys on one of our most like I don't know if he says like our biggest fear or something we've all experienced where the dog is looking at something and you're like, are you seeing a ghost? Right?
Yeah, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I actually think
babies do the same thing.
Oh yeah, but I think this preys on even a worse one, which is like, what if I die in the house with the dog just there alone? Like that's what I actually was the fear that
Gene Hackman that shit.
Exactly. That was the actual fear that I had this whole time. Like watching was like that's the core like primal thing it was getting to me is like this man's sick, he's alone, and this poor dog like relies on him. And it's just like it's so heartbreaking to watch this dog try to, it doesn't do a lot of like Lassie work. There's not a lot of Lassie work. Like, What is it, boy? There's also the fact that being a dog, that height, they never show faces until the end, until the owner. Everything's obscured. And being a dog, you're just fundamentally like out of control. You're also at a height that isn't. So I thought this was interesting. A height that isn't really built for you. Like the world isn't built for you. And what I mean is like, for example, classic horror trope, something under the bed. They do that here, and I was waiting for it the whole movie because the dog is sleeping at the end of the bed. So you constantly see this darkness behind the dog when it's at the bed, and they only use it once, but it was always there, where it's like the dog never feels safe. The dog is always kind of in an exposed place because that's kind of just where dogs are, There's all these little like nooks and crannies and like under things that are right there. So it just works really well for horror, like the tree trunk later with the little fox.
Yeah, man, yeah. That does remind me of one of the parts of the movie that I sort of had trouble with is when he gets caught in the raccoon trap.
Oh yeah,
and then
little guy
teleports back to the house. Like he suddenly goes from being in the raccoon trap to being on a chain in front of the dog house back at the house.
Doesn't
with
oh
his
yeah,
owner.
the owner comes and gets
That was
him.
a weird cut.
The owner comes and gets him. That's what
Okay,
happens.
that's right. Because you see him walking up and you think it's the ghost.
Yeah. There was here's what I'll say. I have a weird note. I love that it was an hour and 12 just because we watch movies for a living, and zipping out to the movie theater to see this and then being able to continue with my day was great. But I actually think you could tack on 20, 30 minutes easily.
Really? I don't think you could.
I think you could, but I'm not saying you should. And so what I mean is that, like,
lay it on me.
For example, I was expecting. Here's what I thought was going to happen. I think there's what they're setting up is that the owner's sick. There's a part where the owner gets overtaken by the ghost, and the dog has to alert someone basically, and he busts out the window, and it's that scene. It's the trap scene. Mm-hmm. They've been introducing this neighbor.
Yes,
who's scary, who has all these traps. I thought he was going to have to.
Scary. He's scary at first.
The dog isn't scared of him.
Right? Yeah. The second time, he's almost like a reassuring presence.
Yeah,
you're like
the
dog's like
fun
dog,
smells.
man. You got to go with him.
Yeah, and that I thought the dog was going to have to navigate all the traps to get to the neighbor's house.
It is
to
like
get the
Chekhov's
neighbor
traps, because every scene he's in, he reminds us, now watch out for those fox traps I have set.
Right. And so I assumed it was going to be a Lassie sequence, essentially, where it's like,
Yeah.
what do you want, boy? Oh, I'm going to follow you to your sick, and like he was going to save the day or something that way. And I guess that's what they're playing off is our expectations of
Yes.
that. But
They do
I thought,
sorry.
oh no, I thought that could extend that weird little pacing part where like it's sort of like cut short.
Yeah, you could have turned the tree trunk into more of a sequence if you had more of a budget and a trained dog.
Yeah. Because
that's a big part of this.
You're right. That is a big part of it. Because what I thought I was going to see more of, and what I kind of was like, that would have been neat, is the dog problem solving. Like, okay, you're chained to this dog house. How do you get out? You know, that idea of like the dog, like, okay, you're stuck in this house.
There was a little
you need
bit
to
of
get
that.
out. There was.
I like that it built to that, because I think it would have been corny otherwise. Like you keep saying Lassie. I think it would have felt like a Lassie or a Benji movie if like from out of the gate he's supernaturally intelligent. I think that's one of the smarter things this movie does is they don't make the dog supernaturally intelligent.
Yes. That's why I'm saying is like I think they could have made it longer. I'm not saying they necessarily should.
I got you. Yeah, for sure.
Like I think there's a version where it's like that fox helps him, or like sinister things in the world he has to go to and
that
help.
fox was such a simple thing to do to just make you feel uneasy, to just keep the tension going.
It was also a great jump
is this
scare.
a real fucking fox? Is that really there?
Yeah,
it's a solid jump scare.
When it comes back and he's looking at it, you're not thinking about the shot of the dog and then the creature, the fucking ooze monster is
it's
right
like
behind
right behind him. Yeah. I liked the problem solving there though, where the monster is trying to drag him back into the doghouse by his chain, so he just turns around and runs through the doghouse.
Yeah, and fucks it up. The doghouse part was great because it's, again, dog on a chain. Like, the dog is naturally, oppressed. Like, it's naturally trapped.
Yes.
It's on a chain. It's stuck
trapped.
in a house. It can't open doors. It can't, like, and so, like, using that to the advantage is
the first
fucking
time
fantastic.
Yeah. The first time his owner leaves him alone and he starts freaking out. Like, we're right there. We're right there with him. It's like falling into the basement in The Conjuring. You're like, I don't want to be in this house.
Exactly. We're like, fuck, man, this sucks for the dog.
Just real quick, the busted chain was another moment like that with the raccoon traps, where it was like, there's quite a bit where he's racing around with this chain dragging behind him, and you're like,
and then
man,
it just sort of,
that's going to get caught on something, or it, and then it just doesn't. But it's one of those things that it's like I mentioned about Final Destination, when it's really cooking, it's got a bunch of plates spinning, so you're like, fuck, I don't know what I'm supposed to be paying attention to.
Right. And I do think it could have spent a little more time on those things. I watched a very similar movie, actually, Flow, the cartoon that's about a cat. Mm-hmm. The premise is a cat in the apocalypse, the world floods, and there's no dialogue in that, right? And it's about a cat. And so the question obviously is like, how do you get 90 minutes out of this? And sadly, a lot of it is let's torment this cat. But it was very cute, and like it's stuff like the cat gets picked up by a bird all of a sudden, and like has to get away from the bird and falls back in the water, has to scramble back to the boat. Like it's an adventure, right? It's like this cat on this adventure,
sure.
But it's this adorable little cat, and you're like, oh, come on, give him a break. If it was an action movie, you'd love it. You're like, yeah, torture a hero, and it's weird to say, but you could have spent more time tormenting this dog. Like the chain, like you said, is you could have an extended sequence where he like the thing grabs the chain again, or like he has to get away from that. And so like there were moments I thought where they're like they could have spent more time on this device. Again, I don't think they should have
necessarily.
But like when you're but it's interesting because you're talking about kind of the pacing moments, and those pacing moments to me feel like they can be solved by adding. Like the raccoon trap to being at home, you're like, yeah, you should have another scene.
Should have been. You could have had a scene where because he's getting dragged inside the tree trunk that we know is haunted as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. It. The dog thing made me think of Bad Moon. Do you remember that werewolf movie?
No.
Where the main character is more or less the family dog, and like. Their uncle, it's Mariel Hemingway and her son living in this country house, and her brother Michael Pare from Streets of Fire is a werewolf living in a trailer on their property, and only the dog knows he's a werewolf. So it seems like nobody believes the dog, and he ends up getting sent to the pound, and he has to like escape the pound to get back and fight the werewolf. Like that's kind of the action version of this premise.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I was expecting a lot more. This is why, again, I keep liking that it was shorter, because there were beats that I was expecting that they didn't do, and I'm glad they didn't. Like, I expected more of no one believes the dog. Like, more of the dog trying to tell people it's haunted, and it's like, get out of here, you mutt. You know, like more of that shit, and I'm honestly glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, that would have been the Lassie Benji thing for sure.
Exactly. I liked that the owner gets possessed. They don't really explain.
He gets shittier. I mean, I brought up The Shining a few times. I think he gets mean the longer he's in the house. Like it's corrupting him. Whatever this curse is.
We see tapes of Larry Fesserden, Grandpa. So they do exposition, and I thought this was delightful. Because this happens in so many horror movies where the ghost is trying to tell you something or help you, only it's the other dog. I loved that the old dog, the dead dog of the grandpa
the dead dog.
Is trying to help the dog. And we get this part where he like follows him up the stairs. It's the exact same moment you'd see in a ghost movie of like, oh, hello?
Just like a creepy girl in a white dress or something.
Yeah, but it's
candle.
Doofy.
But it's just a golden retriever with a bandana.
Yeah. Played by Bandit, which is exactly what you'd name a dog like that. It looks like such a bandit.
He's a solid bandit, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that's even his name in the movie.
No, I'm looking at it now. He played Max, which is another name where you're like, that's such a fucking
it's just a generic-ass dog name, yeah.
Could have been Indy played himself, so I don't know.
Yeah, I figure that's just easier because they have to call him by his name a lot in the film.
Yeah.
Although I mean, all of the owners,
not an actor.
Yeah, and all the audio is looped or dubbed over rather because, like we said, the actual audio is Indy. Look over here.
Indy.
Yeah, the main thing about the pacing that I wanted to say is they sort of kept doing the same thing, which was lingering on the spooky shot that gets more and more oppressive and more intense and just foreboding. It just felt like they did that 4 or 5 times in the first half.
I saw this. I don't think this is the right comparison, but I think I know where people. This got great reviews all around, like audiences. But I saw a review that called it like dog Skinamarink, and I'm like, it's not really that, but I get the vibe you're going for there, which is that like Skinamarink is a lot of like vibes, and it's like somewhat repetitive, and it's a lot of like slower meditative moments, and that's almost this. Again, it's not Homeward Bound, right? It's not like we're going on a dog adventure. But that's why I meant when I'm like it could be longer, where it's if they went that route and made it more like. But again, it's also clearly, I think this happens with a lot of indie horror, which is that like if you don't have much money, you can really stretch on vibes.
Yeah,
like you can really, and it gets repetitive.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
No, and if someone's not into the vibes, then it's like, yeah, we keep just doing this over and over again. You know what I mean? I thought that this had like a few like clear beats, but I know what you mean.
They did escalate those things by adding elements, and I was, like they'd add noises. Like it starts out just being like he's kind of like you just kind of feel a presence, and then you hear like animal noises or like a snuffling.
Right.
And then you start hearing like dripping or something like that. So they do find ways to escalate it. My favorite version of this sort of gimmick was in the car when he's just looking out the back window of the car.
Oh, that was great. And there's just the shape there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just because I've never seen that before. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there was a lot in this that either I hadn't seen before or I was like,
well done.
That feels like a few things. The eyeball shot. So the dog has bad dreams, which I love.
We see several of the dog's nightmares, which I'm glad you mentioned because I did want to call this out as being a good idea to get the runtime up to feature length.
I was about to say,
let's haunt this fucking dog with some freak dreams.
There are also stretchers. I'd say Weapons has this same, where it's let's give him bad dreams, and it's like, for what? Because we got to get got to get a movie going.
Got to get a movie going.
And we got to have scares.
We got to have some scares.
I think horror movies have figured that out. It's like bad dreams means like early scares.
Oh, yeah. No, we've known this for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a trope. It was just a dream.
Right.
It's become it was just the cat. Sorry.
No, it's easier because, you don't have to escalate the story if you're doing like a slow roll.
Right.
But you can like still get away with scares.
Right. You can shock your audience by suddenly having the main character's head explode and then be like, nope. It was a dream. Right.
Which I honestly think like we shouldn't do is like we keep bringing up The Shining. There's no cold open in The Shining. There's no like, oh, it's going to get scary later.
Nope.
It just tells the story. And for the most part, the story it's like tense, but it's not like, like when does the lady in the room 217
like
come up
through the movie? Yeah,
that's what I'm guessing.
It's very similar to this, actually. It's just like a slow burn that just uses a lot of like the score's doing a lot of work. But it's just about a presence getting more and more oppressive and evil. You feel like it's a similar vibe to The Shining. It's like it's similar I can't think of the word right now, but a similar approach to making a scary movie or keeping tension in a ghost movie. Similar approach to a ghost movie.
Yeah, what's important is that like this movie to me felt like it went beyond the gimmick. And so like
very much so.
I want to talk about the eyeball shot. So I think it's a nightmare where he's looking down the basement and there's like someone at the bottom of the basement. And then they go to the dog's reflection, his eye, and you see this thing like reaching out towards him. And very important is that there are no jump scares, like stinger sounds. They do it's like a creak. It's like the crunch of a body coming at, or it'll be like the sound of of the thing.
Yeah.
And it reminded me that I don't know if this is the first time I saw it. It's the first time I noted it, and I'm framing it that way because I don't think it's the first time it's happened. But Signs under when he looks under the door and the alien hand goes at him, that freaked me out way more than the famous part everybody talks about in that movie, like the home video.
Oh yeah.
No, for me that's the biggest scare of the movie because you expect a horror sting. You expect music to cue you. Because that's the thing about horror music is it's like, after a while, it actually makes it less scary because you can sense in the music, like the music drops and you go, oh, here comes the jump scare.
Right. Yeah.
And so, like, it's all about that game of getting ahead. And I remember in Signs that being a big one because there was no music and then there's no, like, be scared now sound effect. It's just this scrape. And this had a few moments of that, which I really liked.
Yeah. I can't remember. I think I've brought this up or we've talked about this before on a previous we just watched, but like horror to me anyway, in this moment right now, feels like it's way more of like playing a game with its audience. Like we all kind of know the rules. And so like a lot of making a horror movie is meta. Like it's a lot of playing with those rules because we all know them. I think the most clear example, and it's going to get more and more meta, right? And then it'll get post-meta. It has to.
Yeah, but it'll get post-meta again, and then...
Yeah, you'll just find different ways to do something that's scary, you know.
It's the medicine cabinet. So it's like first iteration.
100%.
They open the medicine cabinet, they close it, and there's Krychek there to kill his father. And then second iteration, they open it and close it, and they're in there, and then they turn, and it's there. Third iteration, you open and close it, you turn, it's not there, and then something bursts through the medicine cabinet. Next time, the medicine cabinet itself comes alive and eats you, and so on and so forth, right? Until you get back to, and then it's in the medicine cabinet again, because no one was expecting it to happen the first time.
Edgar Wright does it really well in Shaun of the Dead. Because he does it twice. He does it in the beginning. He has Sean close the medicine cabinet, and Pete's there to yell at him about Nick Frost.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they call it back later, he shuts the medicine cabinet, and you can see Pete's silhouette in the shower behind him, behind the shower curtain.
Yes.
And it's playing with the trope. It's doing the trope, but it's showing us the thing in the mirror, not a jump scare. Like, he shows us an image that's creepy. And not like, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah. This is why The Exorcist 3 is considered the best jump scare, or one of the best, or most people will talk about that as the best jump scare. Because The Exorcist 3, because the best jump scare in a horror movie is the one you don't see coming, right?
Yes.
And the one that you naturally, and again, your brain detects it. You might not know why. So in The Exorcist 3, there's a shot of a hallway. It's a wide shot. It's a lady walking and checking the doors in the each one. She walks in a door. We stay with her for a second, or we stay with the shot, and then she leaves the door. And as she's walking, someone is just following her with like big fucking
with a giant pair of scissors, like the murderer in Clock Tower.
Yeah, like Gallagher, and
like arts and crafts Gallagher.
Yeah, and there's a few key things there. One is that you're in a really wide shot. So you say to yourself, there's nothing that can scare me in a wide.
We're safe at a wide.
Yep. And of course, when the thing comes out, it snap zooms in to give you.
It's an immediate cut to something else too, right? Isn't it?
It's a snap zoom and then a cut to something else. And so it still gives you a visual jump. Mm-hmm. Second, it's that she was just in that room, so you're not thinking about that room. Why would anything be in the room? Why would it
come from the room she was just in? Yeah.
This movie, I would argue, does a very good jump scare, which is the fox, where it's just we're looking at the fox. It's sort of like the tension has broken, and we didn't even realize there was tension. You know what I mean? Where it's like the dog is looking out into the woods. You see the eyes.
You see eye shine, yeah.
Yep. And then they never do a jump scare. The music is never doing the like, oh, thank God moment. But the fox kind of meanders out. And
right.
You're like, oh, it's a fox. He
kind of like oozes out from behind this tree, and there's just something vaguely sinister about him. Like we were saying earlier with the juxtaposition of the dude and the dead body. It's just like, is the fox real?
And it feels like and it feels almost like it's more of a vibey moment. So you're not thinking about it when it cuts back to the dog. And the creature's right behind the dog, and it goes for him.
Well, because remember, it cuts back to dog, and I think they're also doing a game with the motion sensor light. And something gets his attention, and he looks away from the fox, and then he looks back, and we see that the fox is gone. that's when the scare comes, because it cuts back to him after we see the fox is gone.
Yeah, the motion sensor light is a great little game. Again, there's a lot of really good spaces in this. Like, you know what? Another movie. God, I love movies like this because it reminds me of a bunch of others. There's another really good shot in this movie that they continue to do, which is the dog's perspective from looking from the foot of the bed. It reminded me of the Babadook, which is that when she's in bed and she looks in her room, there's all these shapes and there's all these like lines, and you're like, where's that fucking Duke?
Yeah.
Where's Dookie?
Yeah. He could be duking in any one of those shapes.
Right.
It's like a constellation. You can draw them anywhere.
Yeah. And it's so much better, in my opinion, than when like a movie shows like, oh, there's the closet and the door's open and what's in the closet. You're looking at this like whole thing of shapes and you're like, where the fuck is the thing? What am I even supposed to be looking at? And you're tense. They do it here where he puts a lot of plants in the house and the dog is looking out, and it's like you see down the hallway, you see these plants, there's like a little TV, and there's all these shapes again, and it's low, and you're kind of like looking for the thing.
Right, there's a couple of shots where you're not immediately sure, you don't really see what you're supposed to be focusing on.
Yeah.
Because
it's very creepy.
It's creepy, and I don't know, maybe I'm doing the movie's work for it, but it does feel like intentionally disorienting because it's a dog's point of view. Like,
yeah, I don't think you're doing it for them. I think that's the point.
Yeah, because there's a lot of it's the first scary shot basically when he's looking off, and it just kind of feels a little weird. You're not sure if you're supposed to be focusing on anything.
Right. Well, he's in the background and he's having a medical emergency, and I was like, is that a fucking ghost? What is that? Like, is that supposed to be there? There's a lot of that.
Him? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his sister walks in and reacts to it, so you're like, oh, so is that? But he was standing up a second. Yeah, it's disorienting.
It is. And in the shot at the foot of the bed, I can't stress enough the reaction shot of the dog. There's the big blank space under the bed behind him. So it's like this beautiful setup where the shot and reverse shot, in either shot you don't feel safe. Like it's like there's danger that could come from behind him. There's danger that can come from right in front of him. And it's just so like unnerving. And yeah, that beginning part where he's like the dog staring at like some sort of shadow while the guy's dying, like the idea that death is coming for him in that moment. It's great. Yeah, this is so. Oh man, I found the ending heartbreaking. It really is. Like the ending is finally the owner finds out. They do the very good reveal of he's like wakes up and he's like, what is it? Oh, the footsteps. I love the muddy footsteps coming towards him.
When it's just, yeah. And they do a negative space ghost too in that moment. Not a negative space ghost, like space ghost showing up to neg you. No,
not that. But that would be cool too.
A real pessimistic space ghost.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's when the ghost kind of jumps him right in that scene where we just see his footsteps getting closer, it's like this just negative space in like a shadow. It was really cool.
Yeah.
The thing when they just real quick, like just the idea of when he has that dream about grandpa dying and the zombie explodes up out of the ground and is sprinting upstairs, and like grandpa knows it's sprinting upstairs and you can hear it. Like that's like that really got to me, because that was like a thought. That was a thought that I had a lot as a kid. It was like a thing that I would do to scare myself.
Ooh.
It's just like, imagine something starting way back in this. There was a big dark recessed area in our basement. I was like, okay, so something starting way back in there. Let's picture it just hauling ass. How long is it going to take it to get up here?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, this is I would like nothing in this movie conceptually, like the creatures and stuff, were necessarily like I've seen the footprints before, right? I've seen the negative space.
And the ghosts monsters actually look like, real quick, the ghosts look like the ghost in We Are Still Here, which Larry Fessenden is in.
I was literally about to say that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's what they look like. But it's a different... The Ghost and We Are Still Here are burnt, but it's
yeah.
the same. It's the same, general look. And those also dwelled in the basement. It's just for this. It was like, okay, I've seen a lot of these tools before, but they're using them. This director is using them so well. And what I hadn't really seen before is like, a lot of the pacing, of the scares and shit like that. Like, again, the dog's eye reflection scare is...
That was a good one.
Yeah, because it's another shot that you're like, it's disorienting.
We keep talking about the reverse shot of the dog being under the bed, where it's basically like being in the center of a dark room. Like you feel completely exposed. And they never use it until the very end when it's a reverse shot, and this hand finally comes out from the blackness and grabs him and yanks him back in there. And we realize it was the owner who has fallen out of bed in like a sick moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I also like the dog collar, the bandana falling when he's under. That was it wasn't a jump scare as much as just creepy of like this falling and the blood splatter.
Again, like, it's Danny in The Shining.
Yeah.
It's when he's getting all those images, like seeing the blood in the elevator and it is that red rum. It's all coming together. Like the dog touches the bandana and sees all of these like impressions of all the violence and spookiness that's gone down.
Yeah.
And I love that there was a part of like they were trying to do the bandana tumbling, and they did it to the best of their ability. You could tell it was like somebody just kind of spinning it barely off camera.
Right.
But it ended very effectively where it just, it's cutting between the bandana tumbling and then all these weird like shots from like the Ring video. And then finally it just ends with the blood-soaked bandana just splat on the ground. Right. Great way to end that. Yeah. And then he just cuts to the reverse of the dog freaking the fuck out and,
just
scrambling out from underneath the armoire.
Yeah. I'm curious to know what the hardest shot was in this. It's probably random. It was probably like, he was distracted that day. But like, what was the hardest shot with the dog would be,
man,
I'd be curious about.
Yeah. He did say that they almost filmed him on like a child actor's schedule. Like they only filmed 1 to 3 hours a day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard, man. It's not an actor.
It's a dog. Yeah. And he's not a performing dog.
Yeah. Yeah. He did good.
Yeah.
And just his arc, I think is what's heartbreaking is it's just finally being told you're a good boy. Like you're a good dog. Like the owner is, the owner figures it out way too late because he's been Bruce Willis hard. Bruce Willis hard.
He has been Bruce Willis real hard.
Yeah. And they give that moment where he gets dragged into the abyss.
Yeah.
And then the dog gets him back, and I was like, oh, okay, we're going to be happy about this. And he has to tell the dog, like, you got to go. You did good, but you got to go. And then the dog's just in the basement being found. That was, oh, man.
Well, the very last shot, when he hears the whistling.
Oh, yeah.
It's still trying to lure him in there.
Yeah, it's still trying to whistle.
To keep him stuck down there like Max was stuck down there. His fucking mummified ass bandana wearing body.
Yeah. And then
but he lingers there for a second and then finally leaps up out to go with his owner's sister.
Yeah. And then they show him in the car just looking like kind of happy, already forgetting him. I wanted a shot of him like eating some bacon, and then a shot of him looking at a picture of the owner and not knowing who it is.
Yeah, not knowing who the hell it is.
Just chasing a squirrel, completely moved on.
Totally forgot about him.
Yeah.
All the things he saw, it doesn't matter.
You remember there's a Grey Onion article, which is like, or I think it was Clickhole, like heartbreaking dog visits owner's grave every day that's been smeared with peanut butter. And it's just the dog licking the peanut butter off the grave. It's a great idea.
Man.
Yeah. Again, going back to why the dog isn't clever, I like that he's still in the, like, in the confines of dog rules, where the dog is sort of like, man, I wish I could navigate this better. Because again, it never lassies. It never knows to.
Not really.
It just sort of, yeah.
It gets a little lassie at the end. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, it just sort of has to, for the most part, like, it sort of has that feeling of like, this seems unsafe, but okay. You know, like it's that. Like my owner, my master, he seems to be cool with it.
What am I supposed to do? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's that idea
guess
of like
this is okay.
I think that's why they made the neighbor guy scary, because it's like everything's scary to a dog. Everything's abrupt. Everything's confusing. And they did a good job with like getting out the exposition you sort of needed to get out while never over explaining it, because a dog isn't supposed to know everything, you know?
Yeah.
Like him knowing that his owner's sick, that makes sense, because people think dogs can sense that, you know?
I'm sure there's just probably something to it, you know, like it is genuine that there are some dogs that can, animals in general, that can sense like seizures and shit. There's probably like a body chemistry thing that they can smell.
Oh, yeah. That they have dogs for that. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if you knew this about dogs. They've got noses.
Yeah, and they're pretty smart. I do want a cat version where the cat does not care the entire time. Owner dies, cat eats the body. End of movie.
Cat would work with the ghosts.
Yeah, just licks its asshole most of the time.
Yep. Just sitting there chewing shit out of its butt.
Yep.
This owner gets dragged to hell. Yeah. Just choking him to death like the mummy.
Yeah. And then Shaz the cat just curls up, goes to sleep in the guy's rib cage. Just having a great time.
Yeah.
Chasing moths. Chasing the flies going around his corpse. Oh, yeah. That's a version of this. And just call it Bad Cat. All right.
Yeah.
It does.
I don't have anything else to say about the movie, really.
No other thoughts? Yeah, I really liked it. It was like the perfect version of I Thought This. I agree with you where it's like, there are a little bit of pacing issues here and there, but I was smiling the whole time. And the reason I was smiling the whole time is I knew the whole time, like, this dog is just having a great time.
Yeah, dog has no idea. Yeah.
Dog is just like, everybody's paying attention to me today. I'm special today. Like, that's all the dog's thinking.
Right, yeah.
Got so many treats.
It is very impressive.
It is.
Like, genuinely.
Yes, it really is. And it's funny because the director, even in the behind the scenes, kind of like undercuts where he's like, it was simple. Or like he doesn't say it was simple, but it's sort of like
he's almost apologizing for the movie in that little like behind the scenes thing.
Right. He's acting like it's like anybody could do this, or like it's this very simple editing trick, and it's like yes and no.
It's like he's trying to like reassure us that like no, this was really like a lot more. This was really like a real labor of love, and it's like no, man, we get it. It looks like it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah. But I also
have to justify it.
Yeah. This is, by the way, this is coming out on streaming, I think, end of this week.
It's a Shudder movie, so it'll be... Yeah.
So that was always going to happen. If you can catch it in theaters, again, they have this little behind-the-scenes thing. Yeah,
and it's definitely, like, the sound design is really good, particularly the score. You'll get more out of this movie if you're able to see it. In a great big dark theater with gigantic-ass speakers.
I agree. Just... I don't know. Skip the trailers, because otherwise the trailers take up like 50% of the runtime of this movie. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, you should be able to. You should be able to fight. Like I should be able to challenge one theater employee to a fight.
Yeah.
For every minute over the start. The start time of the movie that they make us sit there watching trailers.
Seriously, AMC now has like a little note that says like, please note there are 30 minutes of trailers before, and I know they cut it down a little.
It's like, well, the movie doesn't start at 9 then, does it?
Exactly. It's like then say when it actually starts.
Then say 9:30, you fucks.
Yeah, say the movie starts at 9:30, and then I'll get there at fucking 9:30. If I feel like watching a bunch of fucking ads for some reason, I'll get there early. But I usually don't.
Yep.
I'm so glad Roofman's out. Roofman was the one that I was like, fuck, I'm so sick of the Roofman trailer. Looks great. So sick of that trailer.
Yeah. Now we can be done with it.
Yeah.
What was the other one that we had to watch so many times because it kept
Free
getting
Guy
delayed?
was the one.
Free Guy.
Free Guy really hurt me.
Yeah. That took something from me.
Yeah.
Seeing
because
that
was
trailer.
a pandemic. Yeah. It was like fucked by the pandemic.
There were
a year and a
3
half.
rounds of that, 3 marketing cycles for that movie. It was rough.
Yeah. That was really rough. Yeah, that's a movie where, like, quality of the movie aside, I never want to see it again.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
No.
I'm like, I just can't.
It's the Macarena of movies.
It is. Oh man.
And I had my fill.
Yeah. I've had all the Free Guy I can handle.
I may watch a clip or two. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Dip my toe back into the Macarena
Or where Chris
for
Evans
irony's
is there.
sake. And after 40 seconds, I realize it's not worth irony. Irony is not
Exactly.
worth this 3 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
It's not worth the runtime of Free Guy.
Yeah. God, yeah. What was the runtime of Free Guy? I bet it was like
Too
over
long.
2 hours. I'm looking this up real quick. Sorry, everybody.
Channing Tatum's in both films.
An hour 55. Hour 55.
He's in both films. Yeah, that's too long for Free Guy.
It's too long for Free Guy. Seriously.
Anyway, we're just talking about whatever now. So,
Yeah, we are. All right, folks. Thanks so much for listening.
thank you.
We have a Patreon, patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. For $5 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac. Those both are what they sound like. There's also Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, our brand new Supernatural podcast. That's Him-Boos. Get it? Because they're spooky and they're himbos.
It's
Him-Boos.
a great title.
It honestly is. I can't say himbo anymore. I just automatically say
It's
himbo.
tough. I keep saying himboos now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we watch movies every Friday night with our patrons, which is a lot of fun. I would watch this movie if we had another long, like if you were watching like one of the Avatars, like I would balance it out with this. You know what I
If we're
mean?
throwing on Titanic, we can put on A Good Boy.
Exactly. But yeah, we usually watch about 2 movies every Friday night with our patrons. That's a slightly higher tier. It's $10 a month, and it's a lot of fun. It's on our Discord. You should check it out.
We have a great time. It's a real box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
The
Sometimes
movies
you just get
vary wildly in quality.
sometimes you get needles.
Right. Sometimes you get just a big old sack of beetles. We also have a store. Head over to gamefortheunemployed.com where you can find a link to our Teespring store, where we have all kinds of cool original artwork and designs by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So check that out. Please rate and review our podcasts wherever you're listening, and check out our new show, Vadical, Badical, wherever you're listening. Okay.
Yep. I hope they were listening to this with their dogs, because hold on, I'm going to try to get their dogs to bark. Hold on.
Do it.
Who's that? Who's that at the door? Who's that?
Who's
that?
home? Who's home?
I think I got Hannah to react. Sorry, everybody. That was bad.
Maybe. How many partners have you faked out?
Yeah. Well, at least one.
Yeah, at least one. Yeah.
Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as the Corlew, or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at Artness by JustinBrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at StarleneArts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.